All right, guys. Welcome back to Community Reviews, the Queen of Reality TV. I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday, Christmas. You know the drill. I have to take my breaks. I also work at the same time, and y'all know I host and do different things. So yes, I have a life outside being a blogger. Even though, of course, y'all know I love being a blogger and a journalist. But yeah, and so my people who do the panel with me normally also are celebrating their families, their children, and Christmas and all things. So we'll come back together. Um, you know, After everybody does their thing. So you got the Queen. Okay, we're gonna talk about Ready to Love here, Detroit. Hope everybody's enjoying the season. Let me say that. I have gotten a lot of positive reviews from you guys as far as Detroit. Now, on other platforms, there be maybe some nastiness and some negativity, but and I'm not saying it doesn't happen over here as well, in the comments or whatever. Everybody has their own opinion, but I have yet to see it in mine. So, look at my notes. I don't have much. Okay. First of all, I love the music in the beginning, the intro. Shantae, friend Steve, friends meet Steve, Cardi, and Bello. They had the painting. I called it Paint and Grill because the one thing I would say about the friends of Detroit, these girls, these ladies, these queens, they wasn't playing when it came to asking the questions, finding out what is going on. Da 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 da. Da. I was like, oh, okay, okay. Um, One of the things they asked that was a critical question was how they handle conflict. They called Bello a politician more than one time to pretty much kind of say that his answers were like, he was ready to answer. He had to answer for everything, like a politician, pretty much. Somebody running for president, kind of thing. Um, the exchange of the Muslim conversation between um, her friend. And at first I was like, okay, well, maybe this is a positive thing. They're speaking, they flow very beautifully. But then when he left, she was like, oh, he's going to want you to convert, which to me is a lot. To me, it seemed like that she was willing to me, in my opinion, convert if it was necessary because it seemed like she was, I just want to be a good person. I'm not too concerned about the, that's what I got from listening to her talk to her friends. I was like, her friends were more concerned about the religious aspect of that with Bella. That's my opinion. Y'all tell me how y'all feel in the comments, like y'all always do. Um, I feel like that Bella was doing well in the day, but I do okay. I do kind of understand where it's like at this point of the process, I think the audience, but especially the dates, are looking for more depth. They want to see where this can go because just like this is an accelerated process. Like we always say, speed dating on, some kind of drug or something. When we say that, right, that we want to see they want to see that even in the process of if we get together, get married, get whatever. Now, for the men, some of the men, what I want to say, because watching this episode, you cannot pick and choose what can be accelerated, whether it be something physical. Let's be clear. Most of the men are probably have no issue with accelerating that part of the relationship being intimate. So to me, if a woman is asking about the getting married, the having the children, especially if they are of a certain age, 33, 34, 35, whatever, 30, I said 30, I go 30. Women bodies change. It's not like in the 50s, 60s, and our grandfather, grandpa holiday, whatever, when they was like popping out kids, a whole bunch, and it was just it's not no. And even then, there was a lot of probably things that weren't completely right because those things were too many. Yeah, no shade. So I'm just saying those things I feel I don't know should be considered and thinking about it when we're speaking about it. And this is only because of just when I watched the show today and not different questions were asked about months. But anyway, I really was like, I just really was like that. I didn't think I felt anything by it until I started getting into this episode. So I guess I actually, wanted to address it because I did feel something. about the time and dates. I'll say this too, and we're gonna get into it, but since I'm here, I think honestly, some people just know, man or woman. I think seriously, some people just know what they want, who they want. You've had arranged relationships, right? To marriages, all these things, and they've come out, whatever, because they check off a box. There are people who have, arranged relationships. Like I said, I've always heard over the years that statistics show that the relationships have lasted a long time compared to us choosing someone. And then we have the different programs like the speed dating, different things. You've heard of something where, oh, I met my husband here, been married 30 years. Because the unconventional, no matter what process, what you're talking about, usually comes out better than the original. Not always, but y'all have to look at my scenario. I was married to the man that I divorced that I'm about to marry again. Again, unconventional, different, and unexpected. That's life. But to maybe find the love and the thing that you want, it might need to go that way. And what you think is probably not what it is. Okay. Okay, my bad. Let's get into this show. Okay, my bad. I just wanted to get that out. Ooh, okay. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Okay, because I just had to just. Okay, so anyway, Miss Shannon, who I think is so poised and so pretty, and just I love her story, even when she talked about so many health experiences that she experienced, and it was very scary when she fell on her face, just everything. I was just like, she's very transparent. Her friend was Mercedes from Miami, and I know Shad, I could not remember the season that she was on. I mean, she probably don't remember me, but I don't know if I don't think I interviewed. I mean, I know I did actually interview her. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Yes, and if I'm not mistaken, from what I can remember about her, she is super, super, super real, super chill, and straight up and down. So I understand bringing her on there to ask the question, because I ain't gonna lie to you, her question and stuff was on point. I can't even. I look. I was like, okay, okay. These are the questions that need to be asked. I'm ready to love. Period. Okay. So she gave to me. We were supposed to be gay. So it wasn't like a friend that came on there. No, no, no. I think that she did that. I'm sorry. I actually enjoyed her being on. I'm like, look, can we please like every time we're gonna bring Mercedes in to see what's going on. Okay, some of y'all doing too much. I swear, you take my idea. 'Cause y'all would never put me on there, so I'm gonna say this because Mercedes gave, and I enjoyed watching it on the screen. I really do think Mercedes needs to come back on there. Like seriously, liaison. Just come on there. Every once in a while, or when maybe if it gets a lot of drama or something going on, and she's like, "Wait a minute, hold on, let me say go in there because she'll go in there and read whether it be the girls or it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We finna get it under control. What's really happening? Okay, man. Let me see. Both of y'all sit down. Oh, because that's what I would do. Okay, I'd be like, oh, I could only do this if I could have both him and her in the room. I ain't got time for this separation stuff. We gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna mediate my way. That's what's gonna happen. That's literally what I say. I'm just, if that was the situation. 'Cause I know that what I saw, the good way is supposed to get spicy. I don't know, something about that said Dom. Felt like a girl was talking about her. I don't remember the exact. I was reading it, but I was like, okay, it sounds like it's not gonna be that maybe a little bit, because it brings some little spice to it, because we're going to the getaway. Everybody knows the getaway. Things always happen. Last season we didn't get the tea into after. Shout out to his son, by the way. Anywho, let's go to let's see, who is it? who was this? I can't remember. It was Darius, Steven. Wait. Oh yes, my bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the situation. Shannon's friend was really trying to get to the situation, like what's going on, like what's really good. And I felt like that when they ranked her, I get what she's saying. Like we don't know if you're number three, number two, they ranked you top two or 66%. And she said it just wasn't really giving that you were a priority, especially since you are, the women are in power. And she was like, I was feeling the same way. She said, I don't know if they would pick you. And she was like, I don't know if they picked them either. It just gave that all three dates. And again, I'm saying, Devin, Steven, and Darius, it didn't go too smooth. And I think that, if not mistaken, Darius was, and I'm gonna say something about Darius too. Darius was, they was giving him a lot of praise and this and that. This is no shade to him or anything. He was doing what he had to do. But shoot, Darius' game was just popping that night. He literally was answering and saying the stuff, and everybody was like, "Ooh, and yeah," and da-da-da," because he really was. Look, we got to keep it real. He was actually answering the questions, and that's why he was getting the praise he was getting. He wasn't shying away, because I felt like Cardi was shying away. Not sure. Who was it? I gotta remember my notes. Vince struggle. Devin. It because to me, the struggling didn't need to be unless it's just naturally how you actually feel, and I really feel like that they were giving them true selves when they had to, you know. Okay, so I'm going back and forth because this show had like levels to it, and I'm just like, there's just things I'm like about it's on my mind. I'm talking about it because it was just a lot going on. Okay. Um, Lauren, wait, hold on. So yeah, at the very end, Shannon said she feels like she isn't enough as far as for them, and she feels duped. And when she said that, I'm thinking to myself, she tell me this whole time you thought I thought you was feeling me, and in reality, you was not feeling me. You were using me to stay stay on the show to date other people. Because Shannon's friend, in her opinion, it was like, okay, I don't see where I just don't see it. Like, what's really happening? And then she started peeping it as well. And was like, wait a minute, what am I doing here? Like, when you, I don't know, man. That whole situation with Shannon, it's really messed up. That she spent a lot of time, what I feel like a lot of time with these individuals, and in reality, and it wasn't. They didn't feel I like she said, dupe me. Like I said, maybe using her to stay in the process, and they have other um, people in mind that they want to actually get to know. And either way it go, man, it's messed up to me. But I don't know. Y'all, please inform me in the comments. What's your actual thoughts about it? What do you think? Do you think it's because at the end of the day, yes, the show is a process. It is, and I do understand that, which means getting to know other people and stuff like that. But y'all get where I'm going with that. I really ain't gotta get that deep for y'all not to. Yeah, y'all get it. Okay. Okay. Let's move it on. Like they say, moving on. Um, Lauren and her friends, Bello, Steven, and Vince. I'm gonna go ahead and just skip to the how tall are you? Well, I'll say this first. I feel like that it seems like it's given that Vince has conflict literally every time you look around. Now, with that being said, I don't know how I feel about, asking an adult male, how tall are you? Right? And he has an issue. No, he says a height. And okay, he's not. Because in my opinion, I don't see 6, whatever he said. I'm sorry. I literally don't see it. But I don't think I would have said it like in that setting. I don't know if I would have said you ain't. It's not given. It's given 5'11" or whatever. I don't know if I would have. I don't know. Depending on how many I drink. I'm just like, no, I don't think I would have said that in a setting. I was just like, oh, okay. And that's probably all I would have said, or nothing. I probably wouldn't have responded to it. And I would just maybe have said, a little small statement. I was just asking about height because the fact that she is very tall and some men have had issue with that. I would have left it at that. Now, after he left, though, I would have said, yeah, it just, because he seemed a bit uptight about it and got a little bit upset about asking about it. Now, I didn't understand why he just didn't answer. I mean, it's very obvious they were questioning his height. So it was like, get it together, like seriously. And he was like, well, if I was 5'11", I was like, sir, are you actually 5'11"? Like, why are we hiding the height? I just don't. I'm just like, I'm not understanding what's happening here. So yeah, that was, I didn't understand the entire situation. Just to be transparent with you guys. Okay. Lauren's friends feel like that. Bello, because kind of with Bello and Darius, I feel like that it's a Detroit, it's other things, it's the colors of flash, the conversation that they both have, and they both have that. And I think that the women are looking at it like, look, it's just a whole lot of, right answers and perfect commentary. And yeah, I got too much, what's going on? I want to, get down deep. And I think for Darius and for Bello, it's two similar situations, just different styles, different conversation, different background, all the things. But the women are saying the same thing, except for one. But again, I don't know what that entails. If that is just maybe for Darius, because he has always been fashion, all the different things. That for him, that is just a part of what he does. I don't just being honest. So that's just me being real. Okay. So let me move on. I think Lauren was looking for like an out. I want to say, maybe I shouldn't say out because I feel like no, wait. Okay, Lauren just did not vibe with that whole thing with the age thing. It rubbed her the wrong way. Maybe her friend. And I'm gonna be honest. I look, and I'm sorry. I was like confused. Like Lauren, like I don't get why he would be on top just because they have children already. This make them the Brady Bunch. So I'm like, I am completely confused. Like I don't get it. So that doesn't make a perfect match. I thought they were gonna say theirs at first. Steven to me is a good match with several women. Steven, yeah, he's a top contender. I didn't think he would rise to the top like that. Not saying that he could not, but just watching from the beginning to now, I'm like, okay, wow. Okay, so let's talk to I love Ashley's hair, by the way. Ashley, Darius, and Cardin. I call this I don't mean to cut you off. Hold on, is that what yes. Because I feel like that Ashley and Darius are here. Ashley and Cardi, I didn't really see it for them. I feel like Ashley and Darius have a strong connection. Now, Ashley and Darius' connection is not to me as strong as Dom and his, but and I think that Ashley friends, a lot of the friends were feeling Steve, and he was doing some of the things like I mean, he was just like I said. Steve was on it. He was like, "Let me tell you something. It is women in power, and I don't have time." Surface level. Somebody called Carday Born. I can't remember who that was. Was that? I think it was Ashley's friend. I think. Not for sure. Donna. I think it was Vince and Cardi. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember. Donna had Vince there. So one of his struggles was when they asked him about being married, and he did like act like it was like he could have responded with anything, like, "Hey, I'm not rushing into it, but it is in my plans in the future," or, "Of course," it was something like he would just like humana, as they call it. Like, what are we doing here? Like, you couldn't even like try to even come up with a response. It was really odd. I didn't know what was happening. So to me, I was like, y'all still are choosing this guy when there has been a lot of what they call the red checker marker or whatever. Like, I'm not really getting it. Like, what was he doing to stay in this production? I just don't understand. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was just like it was just like a lot of different things I don't really understand. I'm sorry. I just don't. No shade. Okay. I don't know. I I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Okay. Um. So dumb. This is why I'm laughing is because Cardi was like, he was ready for the question because he saw the suit the women had on. I gagged. I was like, not the suit. And I'm not gonna lie, it was giving 1990s stylish. We had the top heels on and nails and would stand on top of you to get to the money if you are in my way. But they was ready. Hair was ready. It was giving they down friends. Period. It did. Not saying nobody. It just really matched. Everything matched, right? Um, and I'm not gonna lie. To me, the friends, out of all the friends, I loved how Dom was kind of just like giving it to them. Like Cardi was ready, because Cardi, you saying that now, but you wasn't ready before the other time. Let's fast forward to the back when you was struggling. Okay, so I mean, let's celebrate, but you wasn't always okay. Um, Devin was struggling in this situation. Like, she called him out. She was like, "Love me out loud." It was a lot going on. Bello did really good as far as Dom is concerned because their connection has been solid since day one. Dom is the one who I originally thought, okay, Dom and him are gonna be together, but Dom started exploring, and she started actually exploring. Not like this time, it's like, oh, I'm just like talking to so and so because I don't want to leave the show. I think Dom was exploring, like she's actually exploring, getting to know people. You know what I'm saying, to see whatever it looked like. So that's my opinion on that one. But anyway, so of course they gave us a freaking cliffhanger, and we have next the getaway. Now I'm gonna get my people. I know that Erica is watching it right now. We have been on holiday break, but I'm gonna come through and talk about the episode. I'll be on camera next time. Yeah, I'll dye my hair red. You want to see my hair color? Go look on the community page as I post the Christmas pictures of myself. I hope you guys had a great Christmas. We're going to the new year. I will be working, but I will be off New Year's Day. So I think I'm gonna try and make an appearance. Of course, I'll probably make an appearance on Christmas, and I didn't do that. I'm so sorry about that. But think about doing an appearance only for New Year's Day. That's the goal. So we'll see. All right. All right, y'all. Let me get off of here. I am off tomorrow. We'll see. I ain't thinking about going live and just talking about some different stuff. I don't know, but I love y'all. Hope y'all gonna have a great holiday. Remember, the Cash App is still Commission Reviews. If you want to donate, whew, we are going to have the getaway in the next episode. Everybody knows it's my favorite episode of Ready to Love. It just is. There's just so much that always happens. Again, last season was just, it was what it was. But we're going to make up this season with another one, okay? With that being said, One thing I want you guys to know, and that nothing that will never change about this, I am the queen of reality TV. Don't get it twisted and don't doubt it. It is